You got the touch.
Prince Robot here with You've Got the Touchcast and our very first deck tech video. The deck I'm going to be talking about today is Cliffjumper Card Draw. What Cliffjumper says is that when you flip one of your cards, you get to draw a card. This is pretty big because in the Transformers TCG, you only draw one card a turn. So what Cliffjumper does is let you accelerate your card draw to find key pieces like all-out attacks or ready for actions early. You'll see Flame War is not a car, but she is 5 points, and we had 5 points left in the deck, so we threw her in. She's honestly not that bad for 5 points. She's got 3 attack, 10 health, 1 defense, and text on both sides. She'll be replaced by RC, obviously, when the set comes out, but for right now, she's totally fine. We do have 4 bots, which I think is important, especially if you're playing cards like All Out Attack. You're going to out-tempo your opponent if they have less than 4 bots, and so I really like 4 wide. I think Swarm is probably the way to go right now with the game. But let's take a look at the actions that we've got in the deck. First up, we've got Ready for Action. Speaking of actions, Ready for Action says untap one of your characters that has 10 stars or fewer. Now you notice all our characters in the deck have less than 10 stars. So this is going to let you essentially double attack or attack and then ready on the next turn so they don't get attacked into. This is just a great tempo card, a lot of utility, and I think it's going to go in pretty much every deck for right now. Next up, we've got Plasma Burst. Plasma Burst deals 2 damage to an enemy. I like this card because if you're in the situation where your opponent's bot only has 2 damage left or 1 damage left, this lets you play this as an action, kill that bot, so you don't have to commit an entire attack just to getting that 1 or 2 damage in at the end. I did originally have 3 Plasma Burst in, but between 3 Plasma Burst and 3 Ready for Actions, flipping these on the attack or defense just felt so bad. So I cut it back to 1. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we might be in a situation where I need to run more Plasma Bursts in the future. We'll see. But it feels good just having these 4 for right now. Next up is All Out Attack. It's a con exclusive. It's pretty self-explanatory. Each of your untapped Transformers can attack this turn. So this will let you attack with all 4 of your Transformers in one action. It's pretty good. I like it. Lets you snipe one of their big characters or a key character before, especially if you play it on turn 1 when all of their Transformers are untapped. It will let you attack in and take out a key bot right off the bat. Next up, we've got Team Up Tactics. Team Up Tactics says choose one of your characters. If it's a truck, repair 2 damage from it. If it's a car, draw 2 cards. This is fantastic for this deck. Not only are you getting the draw off of Cliffjumper's ability, but if you play Team Up Tactics, you'll draw 2, and then you'll transform one of your cards, draw another, so you're getting 3 cards that turn. I love it. I love card draw. This is great for this deck. Next up, we've got Incoming Transmissions. Draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand back on the top of your deck. Love this card as well. You get to draw 2 cards, and what's good about it is that you get to put the best card for an attack back on top of your deck. So you're going to play this, put a white pip or maybe a double attack pip on top of your deck, and then you're going to get to flip that when you attack. Then we've got Leap into Battle. Leap into Battle says one of your characters gets +3 attack until the end of the turn. Doesn't really get much better than that for an action. +3 attack is really good, and if you're playing it on the same turn that you play the Grenade Launcher upgrade, you're going to get +7 attack. That's a huge swing. Next up, we've got Primary Laser. Nothing too special about Primary Laser. It's +2 attack, it has no text, and it'll probably be one of the first cards you cut out of this deck when you open up some boosters. Then we've got Tandem Targeting System. Tandem Targeting System is also one of the con exclusive cards. There's a lot of value in this card. When you play it from hand, you can play another copy of it from your scrap pile. So basically, you're going to get to play 2 upgrades for the price of 1. Also noting it's a utility, so it's a utility card that gives you plus attack that doesn't take up a weapon slot. So you could have Primary Laser and Tandem Targeting System on the same bot, giving you +3 attack. Next up, we've got Flamethrower. Nothing too special. Also, another starter card, but it does have Bold 2. Flipping 4 cards on your initial attack doesn't feel bad. So, one of your standard weapons, again, you'll probably be replacing this pretty early, but if you're just playing with the starter cards and the con cards, you'll definitely throw it in your deck. Next up, we'll talk about the 6 white pips we have. I'm running 6 cards that have white pips. To me, that feels like the right number right now. We'll see. I've got Datapad. Datapad is probably one of my favorite cards in the game right now. When the upgraded character attacks, you draw a card, and then you can put a card from your hand on top of your deck. Basically, just like with incoming transmission, it's going to help you fix your attack and get the most damage you can. Next up is Piercing Laser. Piercing Laser, to me, kind of has the same effect as Plasma Burst. I don't really like to see it early, but late game, if my opponent has 3 or less attack, I know I can play a Piercing Blaster and get there and just take care of that bot in 1 attack. Next up, we've got Handheld Blaster. Handheld Blaster is Bold 1 weapon upgrade. Nothing too special, but it's got double blue pips. I think any card in the game that has double pips, you're going to put in your deck. Possibly even once the set comes out and we start seeing better upgrades. I could see Handheld Blaster, and then we've got Improvised Shield still being in your deck just because double pips are so powerful. Flipping that on the defense for +2 defense is amazing. Also, +2 attack on the attack is great. Especially this card, Improvised Shield, synergizes with your data pads and your incoming transmissions as well. So it's a pretty simple deck. It's put together, again, just with the starter cards and the con pack. But I think it has some legs after the set drops. I think Cliffjumper will still be playable. Hopefully we'll get some good rare cards to replace Bumblebee and Red Alert. And then RC is definitely going to replace Flame War. And hopefully we'll get a little bit better upgrades. But I think cards like Ready for Action, the double pip cards, and Datapad are still going to see play even once the set drops. But thanks for listening. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. And please, if you would, subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much, guys.